everyone, and welcome back to Two Bros Hot Takes, where we watch a movie and then tell you if you should watch a movie. I am your movie-watching host, Older Bro.
I'm your excited movie-watching host, Younger Bro.
And today, we return with a surprise return of another franchise that, honestly, we kind of expected would just die.
We didn't know if it would come back or not.
Yeah.
We did get Monarch Legacy of Monsters as a show.
The TV special?
Yeah, I didn't watch it yet, guys, mainly because I don't have the service that has those episodes.
Oh, it's one of the, Peacock or one of those.
I think it's Apple TV?
Apple TV Plus, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I don't have that, or else I would have watched it by now. So, I don't know anything that happened in that could prepare us for this movie.
Yeah, I'm sure it doesn't
So,
matter.
I'll look into it.
Yeah. But regardless, we are here with Godzilla. How are they actually pronouncing this?
It's Godzilla X Kong.
Yeah, that's not how you pronounce that. You're supposed to pronounce the X as a cross. But that's beside the point. This is Godzilla, Kong, New Empire, whatever. I don't remember the full title. Point is...
You're right.
Yeah.
Godzilla, Kong, New Empire.
Perfect. We got it in one take. Definitely don't need to do it again. So, yeah. We're here with the movie. So, I'm going to defer to Younger Bro on talking about this movie, because I feel like he is the one who's the most invested in this franchise and the most... I mean, I've always been kind of whatever on Godzilla. They're fine movies, but I've never been super into them, and I feel like Younger Bro is much more into them.
Oh yeah, I'm much more into them. Like I have seen probably every Godzilla movie, but I can't. Okay, except for -1. I didn't really care for -1.
Yeah.
But I even saw all the old original movies. I don't remember them all, but there was a lot in those movies, and they had a big canon universe.
Oh yeah, they're huge.
And honestly, I look at this franchise with Godzilla X Kong series as the new rebooted universe of the original one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I gotta say, it has not disappointed. Like, the last film, the reason they didn't have a post-credit scene was because the last scene of the movie was supposed to be the post-credit scene. And they didn't know where they were going to go with it because they didn't know if they were continuing it or not. They thought that's where it was going to end. But here we are.
We are back.
Another new movie, and I gotta say, I hope it continues. And I don't think this is a spoiler at all. There's no post-credit scene, so don't stick around for the credits.
I think it's important that we talk about that at the beginning, because that's one of the things where it's helpful to the audience to know if they should waste their time or not.
So
no
I don't think they are going to do end credits anymore, because the director of these movies said, yeah, post-credit scenes are usually a Marvel thing, and we're probably not going to do them anymore.
Yeah, I also just think it's better to not... I hope Marvel stops doing it, honestly. Because after Kang, they kind of fucked themselves with their end credits. Because now all of them are, they'll return. But nobody knows what the fuck they're returning for, because Kang's not happening. That's what they were returning for. So it's like, I don't know.
So I mean, some of their end credits still make sense. Like Doctor Strange going into the dark dimension. That one still...
Good setup.
That could set up for something else.
Yeah. But yeah, I kind of hope they stop doing them, because it's fun and cool to see what's going to happen next, but we'll see what happens next when we go watch the next movie.
But yeah, the characters, the story, the monsters, everything in this movie, especially the music was absolutely great. They picked some really great songs for the movie. I want to say it was just as good as the last movie.
Yeah, now... What is your opinion of the previous movies? Was the last one, the best movie, or...?
Okay, so, the first movie, I'm going to say, is not the best movie in this franchise. The first movie was really...
Let Them Fight.
Yeah, the first movie was Let Them Fight. It was good. Then the second movie was even better.
Yeah.
With Kong on Skull Island, seeing a rebooted Kong in the franchise. I didn't even know that this Kong was in the... monster universe until their post-credit scenes in Kong.
Yeah.
And I only found out about the post-credit scene like a month or two after I saw the movie. So I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Still, after watching that movie.
Yep.
And then we get the third movie, which is King of the Monsters. Oh my god, that was probably one of the best movies. Like, I thought it was the best movie.
Yeah.
And now we have this movie, and I'm saying this is just as good as the third movie.
Yeah. Okay.
So, this destroys the first two movies. It doesn't destroy the third movie. I want to say both movie 3 and movie 4. Movie 4 almost feels like a continuation of 3. Like, it's part 2.
Yeah.
Even though it's not a part 2 necessarily.
No.
But it was absolutely great, and you should go freaking watch it if you like Godzilla.
Yeah. As I've said, I'm not the biggest fan of Godzilla. I'm fine. I enjoy the movies. I thought this movie was thoroughly enjoyable, just as the others were thoroughly enjoyable. But, like, I'm not the person to ask of, was this a great movie, or was this just an okay movie? It's like, I enjoyed it. I would recommend you watch it. But, yeah, I would wholly suggest you not hold my opinions in high regard when it comes to these movies. I'm not much help.
Yeah, I look forward to the future. And I think I can almost predict what the next movie is going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'll get to that in the spoiler section or prediction section. Maybe we should have
spoilers and predictions.
Maybe we should have a prediction section because we speculate a lot in these videos.
Because if we do that, then the rest of the video will become like 20 minutes. And it'll be like 5 minutes of non-spoilers, 5 minutes of spoilers, and 25 minutes
or
of
more.
speculation. It's like, oh no.
So we just include speculations.
Yeah,
with,
well, we just kind of include it
spoilers.
wherever.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Worth a watch. Go spend your money.
Yeah, I'd recommend it. I don't know if this movie is a 3D movie or anything. I know that our theater had it in 3D, but it didn't really have any moments that I would justify it in 3D. It's like it's fine. But yeah, it's a good watch. Go enjoy it. Okay, nothing else for spoilers?
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna cut that bit out then. So. Okay, well, spoilers on this movie.
Alright, so, before we get into heavier spoilers, let's talk about the Scar King in this movie. The Scar King is the big bad in this movie.
I'm assuming he has never appeared before. This is his
Nope,
first time.
this is a completely new villain, probably made specifically for Kong, because Kong doesn't have villains necessarily. Like,
I was gonna say,
in one movie, he fought a T-Rex, and that was about it.
Kong doesn't really do villains.
Because he's the villain.
Yeah, he is one of the villains. So
but now he's a protector, and honestly, I'd like this version of Kong.
Yeah.
Like, I do not want this version of Kong to necessarily change.
Yeah, I think this version of Kong makes a lot of sense. I still am making fun of the fact that in this movie, they give him a Transformer arm.
Yeah, they give him Bumblebee's arm.
It's literally just Bumblebeam's arm, and I'm like, I was really like, they could, would it really be that surprising if you just saw Optimus Prime show up and beat the shit out of somebody in this? I don't think it would. And I don't know, maybe that's a problem. I don't know.
Okay, so let's talk about the Scar King a little bit. So the Scar King, I love his whip. His whip is fucking awesome.
I make this of the vertebrae of all those I kill.
I think he made it from, that lake Titan that Kong fought, that the tiny Kong tried to use to kill Kong?
Yeah, one of the...
I think it's bones from that.
Yeah. Just the spine of the electric eel or whatever.
Nah, I think it's just a generic sea serpent. Yeah. So it's made from that, and it has the crystal of, like, the Ice Titans, like, crystallized. It's basically its spine or something. Anyway, it connects to the Titan, and Scar King uses that to control the Ice Titan.
Yeah, they don't go into a lot of detail on how that happens. It's more just they mention that has something to do with pain. So I'm guessing somehow that causes him pain to have her. It causes her pain somehow to like have that aimed at her or something. I'm not sure.
She has a psychic kinetic link to that crystal on the Scar King's whip.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Scar King in general. I know he seems a little threatening and such. And honestly, did you know orangutans are stronger than gorillas?
I wasn't specifically aware of that, but like I could see it. It's one of those things where it's a different kind of strength.
Like, he has some awesome scenes, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
He is so much fucking faster than Kong.
Oh yeah, he weighs half the weight at least.
He freaking does like triple axe backflips and twirls, like, holy shit.
Yep. And that's probably if you were gonna fight Kong, and you were another Kong, that'd be the way to do it. If you're another ape creature, you have to outspeed him because you cannot possibly outpunch him.
Yeah, because Kong is just brute strength.
Yeah.
And the Scar King knows he can't beat him with strength alone.
No.
So he uses the Ice Titan.
Yeah. I'll just freeze him to death or throw him into a volcano.
So, yeah, he has some cool scenes and all, but I felt like he was not as threatening as they were making the movie out to be.
No, he's definitely one of those things where he is more of a logical kind of threat. He is not physically threatening. He knows he's not physically threatening, which is why he's like, yes, I will take the Ice Titan and use her to do my bidding. She will freeze everyone to death if they threaten me.
Yeah, apparently the Ice Titan caused the last Ice Age,
which makes sense.
Makes sense,
yeah.
Sure. And I like the Ice Titan too. Like, she is beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Like, I did, for a moment when seeing her, be like, are they just doing a Toothless situation where here's the female Godzilla, basically. It's an ice version. It's like, I kind of got that vibe when they first showed her off.
And I believe she is a new Titan too.
Yeah.
Both of these villains in this movie are completely new Titans, and they show off a lot of new Titans as well.
Yeah.
If they showed a name of like a really old Titan anywhere in the Monarch database that we saw in the movie.
As I say, they flipped through some names quickly.
Yeah, I didn't notice any.
Yeah.
At all.
I was gonna say, that's the big thing about the MonsterVerse, from my understanding. Or the Godzilla verse. I don't remember what they call it. But
it's the monster.
Okay. Well, the reason...
Okay, the Dark Universe is not the MonsterVerse.
Yeah, that's why I had
to... is correct term.
Yeah, I had to be careful because I'm like, well, technically I think they're also using that for, like, the...
No, the Dark Universe is dead.
Yeah, but regardless. The Godzilla universe has always been very inventive of, like, we're just gonna come up with this new creature because we need Godzilla to fight something, and we can't bring back all these other creatures, so let's make something new up. Here's this random
I think
thing.
For this movie specifically, they wanted to make a new villain for Kong and a new villain for Godzilla, for both Kong and Godzilla to team up, so they did it with this.
Yep. Well, and I think this is a good step, because the last movie was all about them fighting, and basically they had to literally put them in two different places to keep them from fighting. And so this finally allows them to be able to be on the same side. And Godzilla can accept that Kong is not a threat to Godzilla. We have the same goals. We don't need to fight.
Yeah, and I loved it when Kong was dragging Godzilla's ass.
Yeah, it's just like, I loved he punched him, and I was it's just like, get your fucking ass in the portal.
That was so fucking hilarious.
It was so good.
Oh, man.
It's like, you dumbass, I'm not here to fight you. Just go in the portal.
But yeah, so all I know is the Scar King's goal was he wants to take over the surface world.
Yep, makes perfect sense.
Makes sense.
Yep.
But he's just not that threatening.
No, he on his own is not that threatening. The Ice Titan, absolutely threatening.
Godzilla was the most threatening thing in that entire fucking movie.
Yes.
Like, guys, they made Godzilla a dick in this movie.
Yeah. And again, it makes perfect sense, because all Godzilla knows is, oh, I have, like, Kong, somebody's screaming out for help, and then Kong shows up, and I hate Kong. So it's like, makes perfect sense.
But, yeah, he was getting really pissed off for this fight. And, guys, he basically was like, you know what? no, I'm tired of this bullshit. I'm tired of Kong. I'm gonna kill whatever is in my fucking
I'm gonna
way.
kill literally everything.
So he goes to a nuclear power plant and absorbs it, from us. So he attacked us just to get more power.
Yep.
And then he went to a new Titan's domain, which we see for
all of 10 minutes.
all of 5 minutes or less
Yeah.
because Godzilla fucking annihilates it.
Just
with
like,
one
hell
fucking
no.
blast. He's like, no, I'm sorry, your territory's mine now.
I was gonna say, that's one of the things that I almost feel bad for a lot of the other Titans, because basically everyone on the surface has accepted, okay, Godzilla's in charge, we are not going to interfere. And Godzilla just shows up just like, sorry, I need your energy for a fight, I'm killing you, I'm stealing your power, I'm sorry, you need to die now.
It's like, nothing apologetic about it. He literally takes just over a Titan's domain just to get more power, and that's how he gets to the pink form.
Yeah.
So, here's the interesting thing about the pink form. So, well, it's actually red Godzilla.
Regardless.
It looks pink in the damn movie
it does.
me.
It made sense for the Guardian that he was attacking, whatever the Titan was, because it had a lot of pink energy and stuff. It made sense.
Yeah. So, the interesting thing about it was, so in one of the movies, there was the Godzilla, of course, and it had normal blue flames and all.
Yeah.
Well, that Godzilla dies.
Yeah.
So this Godzilla dies, but then, actually, what you didn't know was, that wasn't Godzilla. That was his child or something like that. And the real Godzilla shows up, and he is the pink form. Like...
I like the idea that the humans are just like, oh no, Godzilla's dead, we have no savior, and then you see an even bigger Godzilla show up, and it's just like, uh-oh.
In this movie,
I think in this one, it's just, he is Godzilla, there is no secrets.
In the old movie, that movie, I think it was us versus Godzilla, we were trying to kill him. But I can't remember.
But regardless, the thing that up till that point, because I'm assuming that was not the first movie. There were movies before that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is like 10 movies in or more.
Yeah. So 10 movies in, that Godzilla dies, and then it turns out, oh no, that was the child of actual Godzilla, which we've not seen.
He's
much bigger and is much more of a threat. This is literally, oh, we killed Jaws, but it turns out Big Jaws was Jaws' mother. And we're fucked.
Now, guys, I don't think they're doing anything like that. That's why Godzilla in this franchise has the pink form. He goes from the blue form immediately into the pink form.
Yeah, because the idea is that there is no
other Godzilla.
It's just him.
Yeah, it's just him and just Kong. They're supposed to be the last species of their kind.
Sort of.
Yeah. We found other Kongs, but I don't know how related to Kong they are. I'm going to say Kong is like an outsider, like the little girl was.
I was going to say,
from tribe people.
Yeah, from my understanding of this movie's lore, it sounds like the Kongs have always lived underground, and so did these people.
Well, Skull Island is, how you say, it's, what's the, it's Hollow Earth come to
exactly.
Surface.
Exactly. So they've always lived in the Hollow Earth along with the Kongs, and then that Skull Island was the access to the outside world. Yeah. And it sounds like that the Scar King was a Kong, that there was all one group. And then this one Kong said, no, I'm going to take over everything. And so at some point, a split happened, and at least our Kong and at least one tribesperson was left on the surface, separate from the normal tribes people and the normal Kongs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think they are related. I think they are Kongs. It's just, they are now thousands of years separated.
Yeah, so it is very interesting. I like how they also did a Son of Kong movie within this movie.
Well, the other thing I was thinking of, there was a very recent Kong video game where they had, like, a mother Kong and a father Kong and then the baby Kong. And the young Kong that shows up in this movie reminds me of that baby from that shitty video game. So,
yeah, and I like how at first the baby Kong obviously wants nothing to do with Kong showing up. And I like how Kong grabs baby Kong by the hand and starts whacking other Kongs.
Yeah.
That was so fucking great.
I would love to see Donkey Kong do that. I would love to see Donkey Kong pick up Diddy by the leg and just beat the shit out of people with Diddy.
That was so...
It's so good.
One of the best scenes of the fucking movie.
Beautiful.
And I like the Doctor throughout the entire movie. Like, I'm Dr. Doolittle, but my animals are a bit bigger.
No. See, he's not a doctor. He's a dentist, which is kind of what was weird about this movie. He's introduced as a dentist, and then it's just like, oh no, I'm actually a full doctor now.
Yeah, he's a veterinarian.
Yeah, now I'm a full vet, not just a doctor, not just a dentist. I'm a full vet doctor. I was like, sure, why not?
God, and his music is great. I got you.
It almost reminded me of like something. I didn't see the Barbie movie, but I've seen the like bits of the Ken song. It reminded me kind of the Ken song. Like, what the fuck?
He's great. They bring back the podcast guy from King of Monsters. We don't see the girl from this first and third movie.
Yeah.
In this movie.
No. Yeah, we're very focused on Monarch. We're very like the small team that's put together for this mission, and then Kong, and then Godzilla, and basically no one else.
But yeah, podcast guy throughout the entire movie is like, can you say that again while I'm recording?
Yeah. I'm sorry. You have some worries that this tribes group down here, the Inuit, or however you pronounce their name, I can't remember. It's not Inuit, but I can't pronounce it. The tribes people down under the earth are like, oh, you have worries that they might that people might come down here and ruin their way of life. I'm sorry. Could you keep speaking into the camera so I can put this on my YouTube platform? Like, what the fuck ever. Look, as a YouTuber, fuck the Spotify podcaster.
But anyway, so everything that they did in Hollow Earth was great. All the probably one of my favorite scenes in the entire fucking movie was they fucking revived Mothra and she was more powerful.
I was gonna say, I think that's kind of the lore of Mothra though, is that she dies and comes back, and like she's basically a phoenix.
But so they were setting up Mothra's original movie, sort of, kind of, where there's like these two twin like alien people that I can't remember the name of.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they're twins and they kind of see over Mothra and try to protect her in any way that they can.
Yeah. And
they were sort of setting that up with they just made them twins in this franchise. They're not actually like aliens as far as I'm aware. But they were setting up like, oh yeah, there's this other egg in this other place. But they say that's a Mothra egg. I'm wondering, since that other place is documented, this place where Mothra revived is not documented.
Yeah.
And honestly, they made her more beautiful in this movie than they did in
She very much feels like just like
she looks like her original.
I was gonna say, she is very strongly Moth in this.
She is so fucking beautiful. Like her revival, wonderful. And she freaking laid down the law on Godzilla. She's like, no, you're getting your ass down in that portal.
I mean, that's the thing. Is Godzilla may be the king of monsters, but Mothra is the queen of Godzilla.
The queen of Godzilla and Mothra.
It's just like, no.
But anyway, back to talking about this egg that they have documented. They say it's a Mothra egg.
Sure.
I bet it's not.
Mm-hmm.
I bet it's Bathra. I think it's a Bathra egg. And that was Mothra 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bathra is supposed to be Mothra's main nemesis. But here's the interesting thing. In Mothra 2, they actually fall in love. And that's what makes the next generation of Mothra. So, I don't know what they're going to do, but I hope by the next movie, this is my prediction, they're doing Bathra.
Who knows? We'll see.
Or I'm hopeful the next movie is Mothra centered.
Yeah.
Where we get a Mothra movie. I want it so bad.
We'll see.
And also, I think the reason why they revived her in this movie, because a lot of people, including me, were pissed off that they killed her in the third movie, where they introduced her.
To be fair, it made perfect sense in the movie why she died. It's not that it was a problem with the plot. Everyone was just sad about it.
Everybody that I knew that liked Godzilla, including Father, was pissed off that they killed Mothra that quickly.
Don't worry, she'll come back in the next one, as is her normal thing.
I can't believe Rodan didn't die. Like, Rodan almost died by Mothra in the last film.
Yeah.
But, anyway, so, Mothra coming back and laying down the law on pink Godzilla. He's in his upgraded form. That was amazing. And, honestly, how Scar King was going to die was how I assumed he was going to die.
Yeah. Oh yeah, as soon as you see, oh, this crystal is what allows me to control the beast, it's like, well, we know how you're gonna die. There is literally only one way you can possibly die.
Also, I was worried when they shattered the crystal to free the freezing titan from Scar King's control, because she's connected to that crystal.
Yeah.
I thought as soon as they shattered that crystal, she died.
Yeah. No, it seems like she's fine.
And I guess very grateful. And yeah, Kong holds up Scar King by his neck with his bumblebee arm. He's like, yeah, I know how this is gonna go.
Just take the shot. It's a free shot. Shoot him. Right here. And so here's a target.
And the freezing titan freezes Scar King.
Yep.
He doesn't die. He's still alive.
No, he's still alive. It's just like,
no.
Boom. Yeah.
And Kong just freaking beats the living shit out of him.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, so...
To be fair to Kong, even though he isn't aware of this, they did have the scene where the rocks fall down and literally crush the apes to death, and they still get back up. So, perhaps it's a good idea to
just keep smashing.
Make sure he's dead.
So, I want to say the only problems I really had with the movie was the Scar King didn't feel threatening enough.
Yeah,
and
which again I'm fine with, because again the ice dragon is supposed to be, the ice titan is supposed to be the actual technical threat here, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, and honestly, I think the final fight felt a little too quick. I wanted it to go on a little longer.
Yeah, the one thing that I was kind of I don't know how I felt about was the fact that they did this entire, it was a very quick side plot. Where they're like, oh, his hand has been frozen and now has frostbite from facing the Ice Titan. So let's just go get this bumblebee arm that we conveniently have already over here and conveniently also has antiseptic in it to heal his hand. And it's like, what the fuck were you planning this for?
And I loved the soundtrack for that. I was made for loving you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They used Kiss. I was like, yes!
The soundtrack was good, but I'm just like, I feel like this was a bit forced. Of like, they just had this arm laying around because they're like, we need to upgrade Kong to fight Godzilla, but also we need to have plans for him to be burned by Godzilla, so we need a healing fluid in it or something. It's like,
yeah,
it felt a bit forced, but like,
what I thought was gonna happen was maybe Kong in the future, we might see him get a full Bumblebee suit.
No. He doesn't need that. He's already strong enough as it is. They are already equals. And that's the best situation you can have.
Yeah, with just that one augmentation, he was near equal to the now Red Godzilla.
Yeah. And without the augmentation, he was already equal to normal Godzilla. So it's like, they are on equal footing. They need not fight.
But yeah, I like how the ending is with Kong riding the Ice Titan and he pets her on the head. It's
Yeah.
like, good girl.
Yeah.
I was like, yes!
Oh, I just see my favorite scene in this is where he was riding in, where the Skull King was riding in on the Ice Titan, and Kong's just like, well, Godzilla's running in. Hold on, I'm gonna grab your side and boost up to jump at.
Oh, that was so awesome.
It's just like,
yeah, Godzilla and Kong working together were some of the best scenes in the movie.
Yeah, very good. Very, very good.
Like, we can't praise this movie enough.
Yeah.
Like, it was just as good as the last film.
Yeah.
Yeah, my prediction is we're getting a Mothra movie next. And it's going to be Bathra.
I could see that. Makes sense to me.
If not that, then we might start getting into space stuff. Like Space Godzilla. I mean, we did kind of already start with that, like with Ghidorah. We could get Mecha Ghidorah next. We still...
I mean, we saw stuff about that.
Well, I don't know if they're going to do Mecha Ghidorah because they kind of combined Mecha Ghidorah and Mecha Godzilla in the third film.
They are the same thing.
So,
Who
we
knows?
don't know. Yeah, there's still a lot they can do. They are not out of ideas. But there's no post-credit scene, so I'm guessing they're not sure what they want to do next, or they're just done with post-credit scenes because again, the director's not sure about them.
Yeah, and I feel with the director. We don't need these post-credit scenes. They are fine, but most of the time, just do a mid-credit scene at most. Don't do an end-credit scene. Okay, guys, so now we're going to move on to looking at the critical reception of the movie and seeing if we agree with it. So, I've got Godzilla Kong, The New Empire loaded up from Rotten Tomatoes. And once again, we have an incredibly insane difference in the level of score. So, on one hand, we have 93% audience score, and on the other hand, we have 55% from critics, which, yeah, I'm trying to read the critic consensus right now. Come to Godzilla Kong for the sheer monster mashing spectacle, and stay for that too, because the movie doesn't have much else to offer. Now...
Oh, sorry, this is the 5th film. Sorry, I forgot about Godzilla vs. Kong. Yeah, it's still as good as Godzilla vs. Kong 2. Sorry. Yeah. Godzilla vs. Kong was better than King of the Monsters, and Godzilla X Kong is just as good as Godzilla vs. Kong.
Okay, gotcha. But yeah, so I don't think anyone's gonna have any surprise in us saying, oh, this obviously we don't agree with the critic score. That's an obvious fact.
Yeah.
But I wanna specifically single out the critic score from Rotten Tomatoes on this. It's because it's specifically saying the sheer monster mashing spectacle, and stay for that because the movie doesn't have much else to offer. First off,
I like the character growth.
First off, that is absolutely bullshit. There is a huge amount of character growth, and they specifically
wonder of the world.
Yeah, they specifically had world wonder, and also the fact that they had an entire dynamic of this mother and her daughter finding the tribe that she came from, and having to worry about her daughter potentially leaving and staying with the tribe. And, like, they had this entire, it's not a romantic, like, scene, but it's a very emotional scenes of the mother and daughter interacting.
Yeah, their relationship.
Yeah, so I would argue, A, that is bullshit to say this movie doesn't have much else to offer. But 2, the entire appeal of this franchise is the monster mashing spectacle. That's like saying, oh, well, I went to a monster truck rally and saw all these cars get crushed, but they don't offer much else. They're not supposed to offer more. That's what you're here for. That's what you want. Like, I don't go and watch the Super Bowl and say, well, it didn't have any opera sections, so I'm pissed off at it. It doesn't offer much other than football. Like, the entire appeal of this franchise is the monster mashing spectacle. It did it excellently, and it had more than that. And even the other stuff was good. So you are full of shit, critics.
Yeah.
Just,
but
yeah. So, honestly, I'm assuming Younger Bro's going to agree with the audience score. I might be a little bit lower, maybe like 85 to 90. I don't know.
I'd agree with the audience score.
but-
Just as good as the last movie, better than the third movie.
Yeah, I would absolutely say, again, my opinions of this franchise is going to be different than most other people's. I haven't fully jived with it. I greatly enjoy it, but it's not really my thing. But I love to see the monsters fight. It's whatever. And that's what we're here for. That's what this movie's about. It is great. Yeah.
Look forward to the future.
Yeah. So, absolutely go watch this movie. It is great. Do not listen to the critic consensus that tries to claim that it has absolutely nothing to it other than monster fighting. That is bullshit, and the monster fighting is that good, even if it wasn't bullshit. You should watch it even if it was nothing but Godzilla and Kong punching each other. It would still be worth watching.
Yeah.
Go watch this movie. So, that's gonna be it for this hot take. We will come back next time with another hot take. It will not be next week, because I'm pretty sure that there's not a movie next week.
Nope.
There will be a movie in a couple weeks or so. Don't remember when. But it's
sometime next month.
Yeah, sometime next month. But not next week, thank God, because I need some time to do editing. So, until then, we will see you all on the next hot take.
Goodbye.